It's
I've
hard
been
to
watching
understand
that UFC, the what do you call it when they stick them in the house and all that shit?
Ultimate Fighter.
The Ultimate Fighter, and it's all women. And I remember last time I did your podcast, I was against it. Like women in the octagon. It's like they like, why would you do that? They're beautiful. Why would you punch each other in the face? And I want to see a jab to your breasts, and it's just I didn't want to see it. And now I don't even notice it anymore, and it's unbelievably entertaining.
You don't notice that they're girls anymore.
No, they're great fights, and it's guys are already good at talking shit and not liking each other, but just women just take it to that extra level, that shit talking, and then the fact that they can beat the fuck out of you. And then it's funny as a guy to be just watching it going like, there is not one woman in this house that I could even get on the floor. Like these women would all just mop the floor with me. There's a hilarious YouTube video. Somebody tweeted it to me, and I don't know, I just lost it in the ether. It was this girl. It just starts right in. It was almost one of those 6-second videos, whatever the kids call them. And you knew this kid had a little bit of training, and this girl had more training. And she came at him, and it was like she climbed up his body, like stepped on his thigh, and then was behind him. And the video ends with him just grabbing like this as it's rear naked going. You know, he was out before he went. And the whole party just goes, oh! And it ends. And I fucking died laughing, but going like, I wouldn't even have lasted as long is that kid did, because it seemed like he knew a little bit of
defense.
A little bit of defense. Like I have a great Ronda Rousey bit of like what it would be like to date her if she was actually physically abusive, but I just can't do the pratfall. I want to act like, you know, her big move is she does that fucking throw and you go over her hip.
Right.
And just you landing on the ground. You're like in a relationship with her. Oh, armbar, real mature. Real mature. And you're like, I know I tapped out. That doesn't mean because you're right. I didn't want my arm broken. And then she comes at you, you got to knock down the stool to try to have something in between you and her.
I think a chick like that probably has to date a fighter, if I had to guess. She probably has to date some guy who also knows how to do what she does. I just couldn't imagine.
Dude, if I dated her, I'd be out in the kitchen like an apron, just like making her food and shit. Just waiting for her to look at me sideways. She'd f me up.
Almost every female fighter does. They all date fighters. They just seems like, you know, a girl being in a position like that where she could just beat the out of her boyfriend. I don't think chicks like that.
I never looked at it that way, because I always thought it was hilarious. Like I could date somebody like that. I would think it was funny that they could kick the shit. And when my guy friends gave me shit, I'd be like, yeah, man, you kicked the shit out of me and you. I think it's funny, but like I never looked at it like, because even though they're like these lethal weapons now, there could possibly still, I should say, I don't want to speak for them, that this female-male relationship where that they still want the guy to be able to protect them.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, yeah, dude, that's funny, because then they're just sort of rendering you useless because they're already making $1 zillion. So there goes I'm providing. I can protect you, dude. I can kick your ass. And then I can also have a kid. So you're basically now like a 45-year-old teenager. Like, it just gives you a little height share.
You know what I like about watching female
fights? They're like a self-sustained unit. I think it's awesome.
What I like about watching female fights is that they're more reliant on technique because they don't have overwhelming physical strength. Like there's certain guys that have overwhelming physical strength and abilities.
And can plow through.
Yeah, they can just
defects
grab guys
in their game.
Yeah, they can muscle things. They just hit really hard. So sometimes they have like shitty technique. They throw windmill punches. But with a lot of women, what you're getting is you're getting the purest technique you can get.
This isn't good.
Windmilling? Depends on where your head is.
I like to be a gentleman with my opponent. Give him plenty of time to see it coming.
And let them know the punches are always coming from the same direction. If you see the left, the next one's the right. If you see the right, the next one's the left.
Rock 'em, sock 'em.
Yeah, don't get tricky with fucking
It's a linear
double lefts.
story. It's a linear story. This isn't Tarantino.
We're dancing here, okay? Left, right, left, right. But with chicks, they're forced to use more tech. Meaning, obviously, there's a curve as far as like physical strength. There's like someone like Serena Williams, who's obviously a very physically strong girl, and there's other girls that are like not as physically strong. You know,
dude, she'd throw me over a couch, and you know when you hit the window like sideways and then slide down.
She's so
land on some gym shoes.
Impressive, like her legs and the strength that she has.
I was at a party one time, some agency I used to be at, and they also represented her. And you forget your agency also represents athletes because they want to like make money off of selling Doritos or whatever, right? And she was at the party with a basketball player, so he was like, so they were a proportioned couple. Like right. I felt like a dwarf, dude. Like she was like, just like it was totally gorgeous. totally in proportion, just like dude,
Super athlete.
dude, Marvel comic
Yeah.
bodies, just like going like, dude, you should be wearing a cape. It's just